This is an explicit podcast where we try to keep the conversations as raw and authentic as possible with no intentions of hurting anyone. So if you're very woke, religious, or sensitive, we highly recommend you do not tune in. Hi Ling, how are you?
Hello?
So we have a professional bimbo in the house, guys.
Yes.
How did this all come about? You've recently become pretty popular?
Recently, not recently.
A year is about a year, right?
Yeah, it's not recent. In today's context, it's not recent.
If you compare to most people who, let's say
That's not true. I remember when I first started, I was going after this girl. We were on neck. We were around 10,000.
What's her handle?
I've forgotten her name. Her name is Tun Laila.
Laila.
She's a very young lawyer. And I remember I keep on every day I want to chase her numbers. She's like 400 plus thousand now.
But when you all started, was the same?
No, she started lesser than me.
You know who is Sir Chiwi? The teacher.
I know a lot of teachers.
No, this super famous. Basically, she teaches kindergarten kids.
There are a lot of famous teachers.
Really?
Yes.
She's the only account I've seen, but
That's the only account you follow.
yes, but I think that's the fastest growth I've ever seen. I think just this year within like 3-4 months, it grew like 400,000-500,000 just in 3-4 months.
Why you think so? What am I not doing right now?
I don't know. If I knew, I would have known, alright?
Because you are also not doing it right.
Yeah. I mean, a lazy way to explain it is say, the algorithm lah. But that's,
No, I don't think it's the algorithm.
I also don't think it's the algorithm. I mean, I have talked about this before, but there is, when you talk about views, right? Each reel you post, let's say you post 10 reels, right? And then you would say the effort, and then you think the quality of the content is 10 out of 10 all the 10 times. The views are still not going to be exactly the same. But there's a little bit of randomized factor.
I don't have enough experience to comment actually.
I don't think I have enough experience, but based on observation, I think...
I'm just doing this for 1 year. So like most people, I'm just doing this try and error. A lot of trial and a lot of errors.
Definitely.
So how can I help you today, Brian?
You can explain to me why did you suddenly start doing content?
It's not suddenly. I think it happened one morning when my boss decided to tell me at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. She walked into my office. They say, Ling, just to let you know, at 2 o'clock today, we are announcing you are taking over marketing. I said, okay. And then she just walked out from my office. My whole life, I've never done marketing. I've done sales most of the time. But you see, although Malaysia always confuse sales and marketing, sales is sales, marketing is marketing, it's different. Marketing is a different ballgame altogether. So I didn't know how to do it. So for a while, I just stumble. And I remember I went to regional marketing meeting in a $1 billion company. And I sit there, people are talking about SEO. I was like...
Are you able to say the name
I
of the
was like,
company?
what the fish is SEO? I prefer not to, although I don't work there anymore. But everybody knows where I work.
I don't know.
You don't know because you
don't
don't
know.
research about who you invite? That is very bad, especially for interviews.
I try not to research a lot.
Why not?
Because I've done that before a few times and...
You think it's wise, Brian? Even I did some research about you before I come.
Did you?
Of course.
No, I don't believe you.
And why you don't know how
I think I
believe
did more
me?
research than you.
What do you know about me? You don't even know where I fucking work.
What?
I know you own this LGI media.
Some more?
And then you've not been working for quite some time. Obviously, in this place, very strong financial support behind this.
Yes, very privileged.
I went to watch your podcast. You invite a lot of your random friends to come and chill.
A certain type of people also quite a lot.
A certain type of people.
Certain type of colour
Let's hear
also.
you stereotyping your people. What type of people?
A lot of, as you mentioned previously, Indian people.
Why so, Brian?
There's no particular reason. I mean,
I can see Vishnu smiling there.
yeah, Vishnu is obviously Indian lah. Yeah, Vishnu is helping us out with the audio.
I don't know if my mic works though, but yeah, if it works, it works.
Okay. Yeah,
But
so-
why them? Look love them too.
Yeah, I love them too.
But why calling them out?
I'm not calling them out.
You were.
No. Honestly,
He's agreeing. You see, I'm not alone, Brian.
no. Honestly, there's no particular reason. I think they're very funny, which is true, right?
Yes.
Not all though. Shit, I was stereotyping again. No, but yeah.
Well, I can tell you who is the least people, the group of people with the least sense of humor.
Who?
The Chinese.
Yeah.
Ada pun very kedekut nak ketawa punya.
Have you know when you go for comedy shows?
Yes.
You've been to.
All sorts, yes.
Yeah. So you'll notice, right, a lot of the ones that is really like to tahan their laugh, right, is the very corporate Chinese ones. You know, usually wearing glasses, right? And they literally try their best not to laugh, you know.
I call them the ABCs.
What's that?
My anti-Bimbo clubbers. The
Anti
one with
what? Bimbo?
anti-Bimbo clubbers. Who doesn't have a very good sense of humor in their life. Probably not very having good sex either. That's why they so
Definitely,
cranky.
yeah. Do you think they don't find it funny, or they just try not to laugh?
I think it
because
hits a nerve. More like it's not funny. You know, sometimes when it hits a nerve, right, although it's funny,
Yep.
people don't find it funny. Right?
definitely.
Like for you, I'm sure
Yeah.
you have a lot of people who are telling you, oh, rich kid, doing this for hobby. It hits a nerve. But they do not know all these things takes effort to do. Setting up this, buying up that, you know, and
lot
there's
of
so
effort.
much to prove. And then it's even more frustrating after you're doing, what am I not doing right? Doing this so long is not getting anywhere. It's not as simple as you just telling it, oh, because you are somebody's kids. You get what I mean, not? It hits a nerve. But for some people, it's funny. For some people, it's not.
Hey, let me ask you, have you actually thought about doing stand-up comedy?
Oh, you're talking about that? I just had my first commercial shoot yesterday. I purposely wanted to do this podcast after the commercial shoot because I thought it'd be something interesting to talk about, right? Just
Yeah,
in
tell me
case,
about it.
Well, it's my first commercial shoot. I play a very small part, KLFA part on it. But I agreed to the job. Honestly, they pay so little money. Sorry, Joanne, but it's the truth, you know. But for me, when the opportunity came,
Yeah. I
I didn't even think about it. I just say yes. Because for me, it's the experience. I've never done this. You know, at 45, I decided to change my career direction, you know. I have a high-flying job for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
And suddenly, I just decided to quit my job to explore this whole new social media influencer marketing thing. And I didn't know what's Aero Bureau. Just now we were talking about Aero Bureau, right?
Until Joanne explained to you.
Not Joanne explained to me. That one was a different client. My first so-called sponsor, it's actually Job Street. You know, they hired me to do a 6 episode. That was the first time I walked into a professional studio.
Yep.
And you know, right, occupation hazard, you know, I'm in HR.
Yep.
So for me, it's very natural for me to go talk to people about their work, understanding their work.
So natural.
It's
yeah.
very natural because it's me. I've been doing this professionally for 20 years. So I was there. So I also observed how they work, the terms that they use, jargons that they use. Okay? They were talking to each other. You know, all this camera crew, they always talk to each other as if the talent doesn't exist there.
Yeah.
Even just now when they were setting, right, they were just talking as if I was not here.
Are you talking about me?
No, everybody is the same. It's just not new. I've been to a few studios by now. They are all the same, including the radio studios, right? Kenapa membebel sampai situ? What was I talking about?
You're telling us about the experience.
The
the
advertisement. That's right. That's right.
I've been on set one time. Yeah, one time I did it was an ad for online casino thing lah. Okay, so it's just some random. I was an extra. Went to the set. It's somewhere in Puchong. It's a very legit one. You know, it's Namwi.
Name me.
Yeah, namely,
Yes.
apparently he's Machai, like they are shooting an ad for this online casino thing. So my role was to sit on their makeshift dance floor and dance along with about 20 other people.
Was it fun for you?
It was fun.
It was a small part, but it was fun,
very
right?
small, very small.
Very small part.
Yeah.
So like me, I also had a very small part yesterday, but I just like, you know, it's my first professional commercial shoot, right? I just like to see how it's happening. So they hired, excuse me, Joanne's production company. And obviously when Joanne is around, very likely BB Capo,
Yep.
which is also another very funny local comedian.
Yep.
So they were in the shoot. Then we were talking about, hey Ling, she was like, would you want to have a comedy talk show with the two of them? They wanted to invite me. If you guys followed some of the local comedians, there's this guy called Prakash.
Yeah, Prakash Daniel.
With Brian and
Brian Tan.
and Kieran.
Yeah, Kieran's so funny.
It's so funny. They like to sit around and do this copy talk conversation thing.
But it's an ongoing show, is it?
This one, the
Yeah.
Brian Tan, I do
Yeah.
not know. I just watched them on Instagram.
Okay,
I think so. They constantly organize this show,
Okay.
right? And she wanted to do something similar with me in it. I do not know. Chinese has this saying, "Sab wak tu mo leong pit." Now we are at the, not even have the one pit yet. We were just talking about it since you asked
Yeah.
have I ever considered to go for stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Can I ask, was the first time you met Joanne doing the AFO radio?
No,
You've met her before that?
Oh, this is a funny story.
Yeah.
She was my first comedy show.
How long ago was this?
This was only in 2017, I think.
Okay.
2017.
But you've heard of her for a long time now, I'm sure.
I heard about her. I read about her a lot in magazines since her Boom Boom Room days.
Were you a fan of her since last time?
Yes, when she was in Boom Boom Room days. And then over time, she became so much skinnier.
Yeah.
I
Recently
remember
also.
when I read about her, she was this, Now she's like this.
Recently only, this was when she was when she came over to do the podcast, she told me she was on that diet. Yeah, so it was-
HCG.
I can't remember, but I think it's a lot
I
of
saw
fruits.
that she posted it before.
It's like eat a lot of fruits, is it? Fruits diet?
HCG is a very low calorie diet, VLCD. So what they do, they limit your intake to 500 calories per day.
That's like starving.
Not really. If you eat the right food, no, it's not. You see, Vishnu interested now.
Yeah, I could take some pointers though. But isn't it bad though? Just say like to take your diet from like what you used to eat normally, unhealthy regardless what you eat. Then the next day you're just down to 500
This
calories.
is the thing. I can story you because I went through the same program.
Yeah, have you actually...
Yeah, I did. That's why I can explain it to you so well. It to you because for one point I was an agent selling the program, but I didn't sell to her lah. That is a different story altogether. Yeah,
What do you
and
mean by selling the program?
This is a very unimportant side note, huh?
Okay.
I love to buy things and sell things. It's a hobby.
Okay.
Just like how all this podcast started for you, it's like a hobby.
So, no, like you there's a whole diet, like you prepare meals for them, is it? When
No.
you say?
They have this thing. It's they call it HCG drops. It's basically a appetite suppressant. So what they teach you, they have a program.
Yep.
So they teach you how to gradually adjust your body to a healthier living. So it don't tell you suddenly cut like that. They don't. They tell you to cut and slowly gradually increase. So from 500 calorie,
Yep.
you're allowed to increase back to 1,400, for example. Then you can eat normal. And in each phase, they will give you a list to eat. A list you can choose from. And if you choose this particular product, like I still remember, right? My HCG coach, they have coaches too in it. No? If you want to eat chicken, it's 100 gram, like that. If you want to eat prawn, it's 100 gram per meal. Then they will give you snacks, fruit snacks, because they also know we fat people who like junk food cannot cut. So must give you some junk food also, but breadsticks. So during that time, I also was struggling with a lot of weight. I was around 90 plus kilo. But after going through this HCG program, I managed to drop by 20 kilo. But what I like about it, there is this thing about cultivating a habit. If you want to do something, you do the same thing for 21 days.
How long did it take for you to lose the 20?
6 months. But it was healthy. Because while I was doing this, I was
It's a
also
lot,
exercising at the same time. But now I just maintain, I don't want to kill myself. Now I eat chips. Now I have a different penyakit, diabetes. So anyway, coming back to this story, right, what I really love about this HCG program, in order to work, like all things in life, in order to work, it takes a lot of discipline. Consistency, discipline, doing this every day. And this is how it all started with my content. When I took over marketing that time, I did not know how to do this marketing thing. Then one day, I followed this guy called Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah, very popular. He's
Gary
like
V.
digital marketing coach, right?
You can say so, although he will tell you he's an entrepreneur first, right? So I like to listen to his podcast on the way to work. A lot of people don't like traffic jam. But for me, the jam is there whether you like it or not. So might as well embrace the jam. So for me, I love the jam because I've learned to enjoy that quiet time in a car. Side note that one. Then I was listening to Gary Vee on the way to work, and he always will tell you this thing: post a lot of contents every day. His a lot of content is not like 5 contents per day, He will tell you need to post 200 contents per day.
That's bullshit.
I was like, what kind of craziness, huh?
Yeah.
But he would tell you put it on 200 places. So he has a whole deck of things how to teach you how to do it.
Yeah.
Then one day, he also does this a lot Q&A in his podcast.
Sorry,
right?
was this before you started posting your content? Like,
This is how it started. I'm
Okay.
telling you right from the beginning.
Okay.
Once upon a time,
the origins.
Ling was
of
being
professional
promoted
Bimbo.
to be the marketing director without notice. So I started to listen to all these podcasts because I think for you to, a lot of times our company also will promote you to do a certain job, not realizing you don't have the talent for it or don't have the capability or whatever the fuck it is, right? So since I'm given the title without an increment, by the way, calling my bosses out now, ex-bosses, anyways. So
What company?
I can
I
tell
get it.
you, it's the same. I'm very public. I work for this. We are the number 1 staffing agency. I shouldn't use the word we are, right? They are. They still are the number 1 agency in Malaysia, Persol Kelly. Number 1 in Asia Pacific too. Very large
Persol
MNC.
Kelly.
Yes.
Oh, I've never heard of. Yeah.
Very good. But you've heard of me, right?
Yes, I have.
So it
That's
will,
most important.
Okay, park that one side. The story all will come gelling together.
Okay, let's get
Okay?
it.
So for me, it's very simple. If you're being tasked to do the job, don't say no first. Just try it out. Who knows you like it or whatever it is. So when they given me the job, I also didn't think about anything. The first thing came in my mind, okay, now I need to learn marketing. Take the opportunity to learn. So I cannot go to a regional marketing and people talking about SEO and I do not know what the fuck it is. I still remember the exact moment I have to Google on the spot. Can you imagine a marketing director do not know what the fuck is SEO? At a regional meeting, okay? So I realized this cannot be it. So I started listening to podcast. And one day I listened to Gary a lot. He talk about content. Then he said that just try one a day. If you cannot do 200, why don't you start with one? Then I was like, I can start with one. So I went to the office. I opened my LinkedIn, which I never looked in my LinkedIn for a very long time. And I didn't realize LinkedIn nowadays also become like Facebook. It used to be people just post jobs.
Yeah. Now it's like a social.
It's like a professional social media thing.
Yeah.
People talk a little bit about more work-related stuff. But people also share about their weddings and their children also, right? Then I posted one post. Just put a status like how I update my Facebook. Then the next day I do it again. Then the next day I do it again. This 21 days rule, I still remember it was. Then came Saturday. I said, do I continue to post? Because it's not a working day, because I'm doing this for work, correct or not?
Yeah.
Should I just start on Monday or do I continue Saturday, Sunday? So I say, okay, let's try for 21 days and see how it works. So I remember the 21st day I did it every day.
You didn't stop at all, right?
I didn't stop. Every day I just post one. That was 17 July 2019.
Oh, this is actually 4 years ago already.
Yes. Today is what day? Today is
23rd of October.
It's not 23rd lah.
Sorry,
You
2020.
can't wait for Halloween, is it?
No,
You?
2023. Yeah, we're in 2023.
Until today, I'm still posting every day. I never miss a single day. until today. Were you working before this, Brian?
I
Before
was actually in recruitment.
which company? How long were you there?
It was right the moment I joined. 3 days later, the first lockdown hit.
Oh, 3 days, the first knockdown hit.
March of 2020. I was in the office for 1 month, but worked from home altogether about 6.
But before that?
Before that, I was in Melbourne, real estate.
Oh, you doing real estate?
Always sales before that.
It's always sales.
Yeah, direct sales, and then real estate for the longest time there.
Eh, I sudah lupa. Unmemorable sampai mana? Why? Because when you interject that very interesting information, suddenly competitor haze.
That's what I want to ask, right? For most people in HR department, right? Let's say you're in the yourself, Hays or any recruitment company are not only competitors. It's kind of like you guys don't like each other. Is that true?
No.
No, it doesn't work that way.
No. You in the industry how long? 6 months?
6 months.
Huh?
Yeah.
Then suddenly macam my expert yeah.
I'm not expert. I'm asking you.
No lah, no.
Can I ask? Do you all get commission for hiring people?
Of course.
I just asked
It's
someone.
a very lucrative job, recruiter. I have signed checks before, like 80,000, 40,000.
For what is a percentage base,
It's a percentage base. Yes, different firm have different way of incentivizing, but most of the time is percentage base. Our record was a quarterly incentive, 270,000. I know, right? A quarter, way. That's 3 months only, way.
This is the commission.
Incentive only. Don't calculate the basic all somewhere,
okay.
you know. Huh? But you need to work like a cow lah, for sure. Those kind of incentive also come with hard work. There's no free lunch.
So is yours actually KPI also based?
Most companies if you work in agency, Hays is no different from others. They all operate the same.
No, I'm.
The difference only from agency to agency, if you ask me honestly, I've been doing this marketing for quite some time, is the consultant itself.
Wait, your company is not a recruitment company, right?
You are in Hays, you do not know who the fuck we are, Brian.
I don't. I know Michael Page.
You know Kelly Services?
Maybe when I was working there, I can remember.
In the search space in Malaysia, we are not the largest. Probably Page Hays or Bob
Yeah,
Walters.
Page. Yeah. Those are
Randstad.
those are the ones that I
In
always hear.
search, different. They have a lot of pillars in this workforce solutions industry. That is just one of it. They call it the cash cow department lah. That one.
What do you mean by in search?
And they do permanent placement in layman terms. They find people a permanent job,
role,
and they charge the company for it. Permanent placement. In Melayu, is agency pekerjaan. Ada akta juga itu.
Yeah, I still can't remember using that term search.
Because you're here for 6 months only, we
Yes.
forgive you. Probably not trained very well during MCO, right?
There's no
That's why
training.
cannot last for 6
I mean-
months. There's no training. You're calling it out.
I mean, if you want to hear I've talked about
Yes,
this.
I would love to hear about my competitor and how terrible they are.
I mean, a competitor that you don't know the name lah. Because I'll take the part out. Yeah.
Why? You want to call my company name out, but you don't want to call your own company out?
I didn't say anything bad about your company. I just want to know.
No, you wanted to lure me too. They are very good. If there's anything I can help, I can tell you, Persol Kelly is very good.
The team that I joined, the team leader apparently was the winner of the last two years best sales team, right?
In the company.
Yes. No, not in the company. In the whole. It's in how many countries?
Okay.
So yeah, Malaysia was.
Our company is also number one in a few countries only. Malaysia is one of them. Not surprising. Why? Malaysia cannot be number one, meh? Common what?
Is it common?
Yes!
Okay.
Hello!
I don't know. Okay, I really don't know.
Because you're not here long enough, ma. You were in
I'm not.
Melbourne, you were saying. Welcome home, darling.
It's been 3 years.
It's been 3 years. How is it adjusting to Malaysia life for you?
I miss the food a lot.
Is that all you miss? I can buy the same food in Melbourne.
It's not the same.
What do you mean it's not the same?
How the food definitely doesn't taste the same. When I came back, right, the first 3 to.
This is interesting. What do you do about it if it doesn't taste the same? You're craving for something so bad. Like what do you miss the most?
Hawker food. Until now, I still eat hawker food every day.
Like what?
Chicken rice, wonton mee is the most staple. Pork noodle.
And that one
And
got common, right? Overseas can get that.
it don't-
Chinatown?
you know, it just don't taste the same.
Chinatown. Of course, they don't taste
It
the
don't
same.
taste the same. They cook different. You know, maybe it's like Hong Kong style, or yeah, they'll change it. Even normal wanton mee, like here, you can order over there. It just doesn't taste the same.
How long were you there?
8 years.
Oh, yo, that's
Yeah,
long
right
away.
after high school.
8 years, then you came back. What makes you come back?
Couldn't get a PR there.
What do you do there? Or sales, real estate?
My degree was marketing. So in business, right, the skills that they were looking for is probably accounting. Accounting is the most consistent one. Like every year also, they still have people in demand for accounting. But when it comes to like management, marketing, all right, it's just not wanted.
Normally, if in every country, including Malaysia, in order to get an employment pass, you need to have a niche skill, something that why they cannot find local for. It's the same thing now. Like for expats, right? A lot of expats come to me. They want to look for a job in Malaysia. My first question is, actually not my first question. Immigration first question will be, why you cannot hire a Malaysian?
Instead, right?
Yeah, because the priority is always to provide for the locals job opportunities. That is how they control the ratio of foreign and local. So in Australia, I don't think it's any different.
It's not, and not only that.
Technical is considered a niche skill. That's why you see a lot of technical people who can get employment pass not too difficult are IT people.
Yeah, that my brother exactly.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Not only that, right? Even if you were to, let's say you're the company and then you want to hire someone that doesn't have a permanent residence, it's just temporary residence. Why you want to waste your resources training them, for this 1-2 year, like however long the visa allows them, when they cannot guarantee you, because anything can happen. They can just leave anytime. So from their view, I understand. It just doesn't make sense, right?
So what your first job when you came back?
Yeah.
Just so happened you come in the nick of time of the pandemic lah.
Yes. No one knew.
Can you imagine if you were stick there for another 6 months? You'd be stuck in Australia for the pandemic. But it's okay. The pandemic is over. At the end, everybody lives happily ever after now. Economy is picking up everywhere. Australia is picking up. Malaysia is picking up.
When I was doing real estate there, it was the worst period. And then not only worst period, when COVID hit, extend another 2-3 years. Then until now, maybe stabilizing, picking up a bit. Yeah. But it was...
It's moving. My Australian colleagues, ex-colleagues are doing well.
Let me ask you about some toxic cultures or
Achoo!
why?
Allergic to that word.
Did I say something wrong?
You must don't follow me live every night.
Maybe I did.
Anyway, what is it you want to ask me?
Let's say you're a new employee in the company. Been there probably 3, 4, 5 months. And then you...
That's not new anymore. New is 3, 4, 5 days. If you're talking about recruitment business, you can ask any recruiters out here. If you survive 3 months in an agency, you consider senior already.
Not recruitment, I mean like the people that you hire like not recruitment industry. Let's say you are just someone working in accounts like
A
that.
newbie probationer lah.
Sure. Yeah, and then you have to deal with a senior that's always bullying you,
Can you define bully?
giving you a big load of his work when he could be doing it.
Isn't that an
simple.
opportunity?
Do you think so?
I think so. You see, there's 2 ways to look into this. You look at it as bully. I look at it as opportunity. Same story back to my... They expanded my portfolio. They added not only 1, 3 more portfolio to my current portfolio with no increment, I can call it a bully too. You ask me to do more work with the same pay. I saw it as an opportunity. Because I might not get another chance. Sometimes you guys do not understand when people give all these I call it opportunities You guys call it, want to call the company taking advantage for you or how it is. Not everybody will get that opportunity. When will I ever get my hands dirty on marketing and what it have become today? If honestly, if that point of time they didn't put that marketing portfolio on me, I don't think I will be sitting here today.
Yeah, most probably.
Circumstances will lead to consequences. So it's how you want to control where you want to go. It has already happened. What are you going to do about it?
What can you do about it?
Okay, first don't think as they are a bully. Think as they are lazy. People who like to tai chi things over, for me, they are lazy. And I've never seen a successful person who come and tell me they are lazy. They are not going to be successful anyway. Why does it bother you? Don't be bothered. I took it. I did it. I made a lot of mistakes, okay? Because I don't know what the fuck is this, what the fuck, how to do that. They gave me to do administration. I remember at one point of my career, I almost lost the company's license.
Why?
Because I've forgotten to renew it. But we managed to fix it. Coincidentally, I'm a notorious fixer. So I managed to fix my own shit together with the support of everybody in the company. You see, but why did everybody came to support me?
Why?
Why? Because I asked for their help. And that is how you build your reputation in the market. When people tell you to help, you help. And you don't complain and call people toxic, call people bully. You see, at the end, the name belongs to you. When I was in deep shit, I asked for help. People came in to help because they remember the time I helped them. Then you're going to ask me, Ling, there are also people, you help them, then the next time you ask them for help, they also deal you. How? This kind of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Then it's the first and last. It's as simple as that. Why you want to focus on things that are not important in your life? Why are we still talking about him? Right? Just let them be.
What if you have no choice, right? Because your job
There
is at
is
stake.
always a choice. What no choice?
Like, let's say he is your boss, right?
Okay. The choice is to change a new boss. There's always a choice. I don't believe in this thing there is no choice. Everything is a choice.
So I'm sure you work with a lot of very young people, Gen Zs, they will call
I
them.
work with all sorts. My team, I'm very proud to say, I have the most diverse team, not only in my company, in any organization I've seen. I have the young, I have the old. I have Cina, Melayu, India, dan lain-lain. I have Jantan, I have Betina. The LGBTQ, I have all sorts, including the T I also have. You know?
Yep.
I also have Gen Z. I have Gen Y, Millennial, Boomers, I have. Right? Do you think your parents were not being complained by their parents? And do you think their parents was never complained by the other parents? Every generation, we always complain about the next generation. Always. During your time, you think your parents never complain about you? Same thing lah. They also say you're entitled, spoiled, protected. Then now you guys say all this snowflakes generation. Every generation will complain the next generation. And I will bet you, the millennials are to complain about the next generation. It will happen. It's just people nature only lah.
They cannot accept the change, is it?
Adapting is also one. And I also think deep down, people always like to do it their way. It's my way or the highway. If you don't follow my way, then you're complaining.
But some people are more resilient, right? They are not so hard-headed, they're more open to listening.
Yeah, there are all sorts of people in the world. Yeah. There are also people who are not.
Yeah,
I think it's okay too.
When we say Gen Z, right, it's also the same how just because we have this stereotype of them being very entitled, privileged, like what you said, every generation is going to think the same thing about the next generation.
Do you think it's bad to feel entitled?
Bad? No, bad as in if you're talking about good, like a good person or a bad person, I don't think so.
Because it's their right, what? Now we are also telling people to advocating for their rights. I'm entitled to my rights. And who will sing this song better? The new generation. So you want to be like the baby boomers? Sit down there, be depressed, don't ask for help because of your ego and pride? Right or not? For me, right, every generation has their own strength. I work with all these diverse people, but we also need to learn how to work within their strength. This is what I've learned throughout my corporate years. Don't focus so much about their weaknesses to fix it. I think it's more worth the time investing on something that you are good at already. So I also look at even within my team. What are you good at? What can we do about it? But doesn't mean we don't fix your weaknesses. But we see how we can complement it. Maybe you don't need to work so hard. We don't want to force you. Because you're right. Some people can adapt. Some people cannot. Some people are capable of changing. Most cannot. Regardless the generation.
Those people don't belong in sales? Because sales is very.
I think semua sama je lah. Sales has their own thing. But like for sales, there's a misconception. A lot of people think the best sales are extroverts. The best sales I've worked with are introverts. So what is there to say in a person character? For me, it's at the end, it's the purpose and the will. You want to do it or not? If you want to do it, you can do it. I know a lot of these social media influencers that big introverts.
A lot, so many, and
Like
then you can never tell, right?
Hmm?
Like you have no
You can
clue.
tell. You can tell.
I mean, based on their content, it's hard to tell. But at this point,
Okay, I can agree to that.
I mean, at this
Some,
point,
yes.
I've met a lot that I feel like that I really can tell that it's a normal thing, that they seem super extrovert all the time in their content, but it's very normal. You just put out a front, you know, you
What
practice
are
that
you?
muscle.
You're introvert or extrovert?
I think I'm extrovert.
You are an extrovert?
Yeah, but obviously, you know, you still enjoy your introvert times. Yeah, but extrovert, I'm very happy with a room of friends. Always very happy. Yeah,
Why do you call yourself an extrovert?
socializing is like, it's not a hassle. Yeah. Okay, what did you think I was an extrovert or introvert? I think you're an extrovert.
I'm a big extrovert.
Yeah,
From
you
day,
can tell.
from day one.
Yeah, same. I'm the same from day one. I love being around friends.
Strangers?
Let's say if we're having a party, everyone's drinking. Strangers, I like that even more. Yeah, just meeting random people.
I'm not Brian's friend, by the way. I don't even know
I
what I'm
just
doing
met
here.
him.
Because he's in sales for many years.
How did you decide that you wanted to? Did you decide that you wanted to do recruitment, or you just somehow ended up there? What was your
Like most things in life, it's by accident.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me about that part.
It just so happened, my friend has an opening, and I was dying to leave my company. So.
But before
I just-
recruitment, it was
Sales.
okay.
It consider my first job lah. My sales job lasted for 3 months only.
Which sort was it? Which sort
I
was
was
it?
selling audio visual solutions.
Is
I
it
have
direct
a-
or
Yeah, I have a
Yeah.
degree in engineering, electronics engineering.
did you try
I
to
always
apply?
get that face.
Yeah, so I'm curious to know, did you at least try for engineering roles, or you just
No,
decided
it
like
was never in the plan.
just suddenly you're like, I have no interest in that. I want to do something more that requires you to be socializing more. Is it?
Sales engineer, because of my extrovert personality, not so much about my extrovert, because of my public speaking skills. I've been doing public speaking for a very long time. Plus the fact I have technical knowledge, it makes me the perfect sales engineer. And that's how I started my career. A sales engineer. Actually, in recruitment in an agency environment, it's not really HR also. It's a sales job.
It is a sales job. No, that's why I was confused, right? You know, people call you like HR lady, so I was thinking like,
They call me
I-
IT HR.
yeah, are you are you
Because I'm
in
in
the
the workforce solution
yeah?
industry.
Oh my
for
god, I
20
see
years.
so many people are every day, so many different questions. People are so like, they really look at you. You're really the guru, you know. Yeah, so in every company also they got HR word. So I was thinking like, are you that person in just that HR section, or are you in a recruitment company?
HR. No. I am in HR in a recruitment agency, in a workforce solution company.
Oh, okay, you
I
are.
was in operations for many years. Then for the past 7 years, I was in support.
HR.
I was
Yeah.
a recruiter lah, doing what you're doing, operations lah.
For how
doing
long that
sales.
one?
I went for 13 years. Because
Noted.
my boss asked me to shift, I shift lor.
How do you find the difference?
When you are in internal HR,
Mm-hmm.
you are more of a paper pusher. It's more of a support role.
Yeah.
When you are in
Operation.
operations, it's more of a sales role. It's very target oriented.
Yeah.
One is more on deadline oriented. Another one is more numbers oriented. So it's like different stress lah.
Different stress,
things.
but can you are you able to say which is more stressful? Because most people would think definitely sales is more stressful, right?
I would think sales is more tiring. It tires people. You will get tired after a while chasing numbers. You know the chasing
Yeah,
game?
yeah. Stay emotionless lah. You try to stay emotionless.
You keep on chasing. So there will be a one point of your career, right? You will be tired chasing. especially when you stop seeing money.
A lot of rejection now, basically, in a role.
Not necessarily a lot of rejection. Market change,
Yep.
right? So if you are someone who was doing a lot of call center positions, for example, at one point of time it's like the position, but now it's all about data centers. It's different. Things are shifting. So if you don't adapt quickly, that's when you will fall.
When I was in shared services, was the very hot one.
It's still the hot one now.
It's still the hot one now. It
because
was
shared
very.
services is still hot for now.
Let me share about how I was culture shocked when I
Okay.
first joined the recruitment.
Sure.
When you join sales, of course, very limited time with your leaders. All also is very limited time
3
because
days, right? You were saying before it went to lockdown.
yeah, 3 days. Okay, so 3 days we just did a few mock calls, talk to candidates. So I'm qualified to talk to candidates. Clients know. Actually, until the end also, I couldn't talk to clients because they couldn't continue the training to talk to clients. So just didn't allow to talk to clients. Went back to work from home. This is the second week. I remember meeting one of my colleague, a younger dude, but he's been there 7 months like that. When you're in the office, first time meeting people, it's very nice. Just hi, get to know each other a bit over lunch, right? Then I had a candidate that I set appointment with a client to do interview. I told the candidate this particular time, I think email, set the appointment all. He called me, it was 12 o'clock, I think, the appointment, and he called me and started cursing and saying like, the fuck, where's your candidate? Blah, blah, blah. I started scolding me. I told him, I reminded her, I sent her for
Was it your first one?
First one.
First one kena fong fake?
No, didn't fong fake. So listen, so I put on the phone, I sent him the proof that I reminded her everything just recently, and then she showed up late basically. And then I received a call from my boss straight away. The call from the boss was after I received a call from that colleague again. He called me an hour later and said, hey bro, congrats man, the client liked her. I think she's most likely going to get the role. Damn, I was so shocked at how fast people change. I didn't expect that. One moment he's being a real dickhead, and the next moment, hey bro, thanks, hey bro, we did it, and like saying like good job and everything. What? And then not only that, my boss called right after that and say,
Because Brian, it's just business. It's not personal.
it's not personal. But
It's not.
It was my first time exposed to.
At first, when he's angry, because he was angry at the moment, your candidate is late. And how you as a recruiter do not know your candidate is late and never informed. Obviously, she doesn't reply you. You cannot be sure that she's there, right?
That's true. Yeah.
The candidate is expecting you to tell him that your candidate is late. But you are also expecting your candidate to tell you that she is late.
Yes.
Expectations creates disappointments. So at that spur of the moment, he is just disappointed with this particular incident. After they interview the candidate is fine. Whatever was done was in the past. The grudge is, but you were still holding to the grudge. For them, they didn't know you were offended. Because it's just business. For them, it's just business. It's nothing personal. They are not there purposely to attack you. Just to find something to attack Brian for today. Since the candidate late, let's go and fucking out. No,
I know, they're just thinking about the numbers.
That's why there is sometimes people switch like that. It's not because of anything, because it's just business, nothing personal. And I feel a lot of times at work, we also take things very personally.
Definitely, it happens all the
Without
time.
talking to the client, if you would have go talk to your client, thank you for saying that. I thought you were so pissed with me this morning. If you would have tell the client that your feelings at that point in time, I can tell you.
You mean my colleague, is it?
Whoever that call you and
Okay,
screw you
yeah.
up. The next time it happen, I can guarantee the person will not scream at you like that anymore.
If I talk to him nicely,
If you would have tell them politely how you felt at the moment.
you're right.
Don't you agree?
Yes, I definitely agree.
That
I'm
is
sure.
why I always emphasize communication is very, very important. If you guys really have a problem with someone, right, find the right opportunity to talk about it. This is what I call comment Barbie lah. Or this so-called constructive feedback.
It's funny how, right, whatever you just said is something that I think is so logical, and I think in a lot of situations also I would think that's the right way to solve it. But I never thought about it for this particular case because, like you said, I probably held it inside.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but you also feel angry, ma. You're holding it until today because you also never let it go.
No, it's something so like you say, so simple and logical. You just talk
People
about it.
cannot think logical. Actually,
When
like,
emotions-
like the other, like your client, for example, if you roll back, if the client would have not been so emotional and not blame you,
You mean my colleague that called me
whoever
and
who call you and scold you, hey, the fella never tell you, is it? Why don't he started scolding the other? Why your candidate like that one?
So he transferred the
Because at that point of time, he also do not know how to handle it. So
Yeah,
we just
yeah.
bantai je. It's the same thing. You know, when we are in the heat of the moment, we make a lot of this kind of mistakes. That is why I always say, as when you guys are at this kind of moment, the best way is just zip it.
just quiet.
Just zip it. Because in the heat of emotion, we always say things that cannot take back. Not everybody can rise above. But even at that moment, you have already said it. Doesn't mean you cannot fix it, ma. I have stepped on so many people's toe so many times. But have to be big enough and say sorry, lor.
Yeah. Are you good at that? Sorry?
I have a big problem with that. I used to lah. But over time.
Then do you have
I'm learning lah. I'm still learning. I'm still learning not to be so angry with things. Because I feel sometimes when you are angry, the only person you are hurting is yourself.
That's very, very
The
true.
other person, I don't give a fuck about your feelings also.
Yeah.
That even make you, when you think about it, even make you angrier.
And even if they did give a fuck, how does it benefit you being angry? Or holding it in, or
Interesting. This is an interesting question. Anger
Yeah.
is a very powerful feeling. Very good question. What are you doing about it? Like me, people come and tell me I'm no good in marketing, you know.
Wait, like who or why? Or...
People, because you are a HR person. What the fuck you are doing managing marketing?
What's your response to them?
I need to prove them wrong, right?
Yep.
So I just do whatever I can do. I learn about content marketing. Right now, I'm learning production. As I go here, you see, when I first came out to this little nice studio, first thing I just see what is happening around me. Because I want to learn. I might not be good at it now, but you will never know. I have my own Netflix show later.
I'm not
Right or not?
surprised. Won't be surprised.
Finding peace within is very important. And one of the things is always see things on the bright side. But then again, I know we are not angel. We cannot be like rising above. Okay, we are not Michelle Obama. We cannot rise above all the time. Sometimes when you're going to go high, right? Like what Michelle Obama said is true. You also need to go low. That is what I always say. Like you want to turunkan all these comment babi with your bosses. You want to give this kind of feedback. Never do it in public. Do it privately, politely.
Should you even be talking about it? Like, remember just now we mentioned like zip it. Is like, let's say if you really have something that you want
I
to.
think you need to find the right time. This is something I've learned over the mistakes I've made over the years. When argument is hitting up, when two parties starting to raise their voice, take a break. Because otherwise, you will just going into a screaming fit at each other.
How do you fare at controlling
so
it
I have
now?
learned how to take a step back. Somebody needs to do it. If you cannot do it, I will do it. And most of the time, I can tell you this. The person who is willing to take a step back first will win.
From experience,
From experience. Because it's true. Sometimes you just need to take one step back to take two step forward again.
I know you enjoy you fancy yourself a drink as well. How about taking a step back and having a drink? Does that work?
Step back, taking a drink.
Having a drink, like having a beer.
Oh, actually,
That's what
when you ask me in the afternoon coffee or tea, actually
Yeah.
I wanted to answer beer, please.
I don't know whether you're. No, you should. If you said that, I would have as well. I just didn't know you were. I didn't know you were serious about it.
Oh, because you're a new follower. Go. My hashtag used to be my alcoholic wife. That was my old
Before
hashtag.
professional bimbo.
Before anti-HR. Professional bimbo has always been my handle. Some of my fans follow me during my alcoholic wife days.
And they're like, "Wow, what happened to your account?"
People started calling me anti-HR. This anti-HR thing is something that the fans gave me. I also didn't know I was known like that. But the few times I go on public, I go to public spaces and they recognize my voice first. They will always come and tell me, you are that auntie HR, right? They call me that so many times, so I decided to turn it into a hashtag opportunist.
Can I ask you, how do you because for a lot of people it's very different. Like now I'm sure you get approached maybe quite often, right? How do you feel of people coming up to you, or how do you handle it? Are you comfortable? Some people are.
Very good question. I remember the first time it happened.
Yeah, tell me about it.
It was so awkward. I was in the elevator talking to my colleague, and that time still have to wear mask, right? I was wearing mask and I was talking to a colleague. Then suddenly another person in the elevator in the lift was saying that you sound so familiar. And as the lift was going down to the ground floor, I said, I sound familiar? Huh? Yeah, you are definitely her. It was so awkward. I said, yeah, bye. Then I just ran off from the lift.
No,
It was the first time it happened. It was so freaking awkward, okay?
even though you're an extrovert, also it's like a shock to you, right?
It's not,
Like you just like.
I don't know whether it was a shock. It was more awkward for me. But I remember it was a nice feeling to have.
Of course it is.
It's a nice feeling.
Yeah, because what is it? They know you not just because you're.
They know me mostly for HR.
It's not like you are someone who is done something so horrible that everyone knows your name. They know you. They know you because of your consistency, right?
I hope that day doesn't come.
No, I mean, you say that it's a nice feeling, and of course it's a nice feeling. You've been consistent since you started. You
Well,
never
we all don't
stopped.
want to be Jocelyn Chia.
Just now, I was asking you about stand-up comedy. Like, have you ever thought? Because I would assume that you seem like you would be good at it. Have you ever thought about trying to go
I
up
don't
on
know whether I
stage?
can make money or not.
It's a very hard thing. It's a very hard thing. Look at Joanne, right? Joanne's very hardworking.
She's doing it for 30 years. I don't have 30
Exactly.
years to make money. Hello.
How about doing it as an experience?
Experience, yes. So we are talking about it. Coming back.
Joanne asked you to.
Yeah. Coming back to the story like 1 hour ago.
Sure.
We're gonna close this podcast. Full circle now. Then they are talking to me about that comedy show. They suggested to have it in KL Comedy Club. So it's gonna be a paid show. So they will do their stand-up skits because they're more experienced. Then I'll probably come in as a part of the show, just to try things out. You know, sometimes when you run projects, you need to do it. I have a protocol.
Yeah.
Not protocol. Pilot group, a pilot. So for me, it can start out as an experiment first, lah. So I'm excited about this show. If it does happen,
Let me
just to get a taste of it.
let me clarify. You mean, is it like a skit?
We have no idea yet.
Okay.
When we have an idea, we'll let you know, okay?
Okay, sure.
Probably we can bring all three of us here. Then the rumah will bergegar.
I've actually tried stand-up comedy before.
Okay.
Yeah, going up Crack House. Have you been to Crack House?
Yes. Is it still there?
No. There was a big scandal about it.
They managed to
Rizal.
close it down now. But he's performing again with Dr. Jason Leong in Dr. Jason Leong and Friends.
He is, but unfortunately, they revoked his business license. So he couldn't open.
No, he's coming to perform.
Yeah,
Rizal?
performing is fine, but I think the place was just shut down. Correct.
Yeah. He's still doing gigs, everything. Yeah. In fact, he's probably doing better than ever. He mentioned that.
Circumstances.
Yes.
The consequences.
Yes. Actually, I wonder how is Jocelyn doing. I would assume she's.
I don't know her.
I know, but I would assume also it probably helped out her career, right?
Really? No.
I don't know. I really wouldn't know.
You don't get this lucky all the time. But you see, a lot of times, when you fall down, how you get back up and how you go back up matters. Rizal managed. I think he is at the midst of getting back up. He has not went back up yet. He's at the midst of trying to get back up after he fell down, right? So for her, I do not know where she is. She is nowhere in social media or anywhere. I think she is also struggling to get back up.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Rizal in terms of selling tickets is gotten so much better for him after everything.
So
Yeah.
he's in the midst of going back up then.
Yeah, it's just that his comedy club had to close down now. Yeah. It's a very nerve-wracking experience. Like doing it for the first time, trying it out. You go on stage, you think you're funny, people, because your friends always laugh at you. Then you start talking for 3 minutes, and then you realize it's dead silence, people. Have you ever seen like those open mic shows?
Open mic, no.
Like newbie, so it's basically you can be someone who has never tried before. First day, also, you can.
But I've seen comedian who bombed.
That's the thing. Even
Before I go, okay, before I go,
yes,
there was this comedian who bombed. I went to this comedy show, right? The comedian who bombed. Then my friend, she was laughing there non-stop. Everybody was like,
at him bombing,
not at him bombing. For her, he is trying his best. For her, she just want to encourage. He's already there. We already paid for the tickets. So let's try. Let's just try. But of course, guys, Malaysians. Must get your money worth, right? You start booing people off stage. Then you will say that. But what if the person is really doing a bad job and you give them false hope? Which is logical.
It is. That's one side of it. It could also help increase his morale, so he actually shows up again. Because what's important is to improve.
Actually, for the comedian, either way, you should have helped him to be better. If people was booing at him, like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart always tell this story. He was booed off stage, but he decided to come back the next week. He said, "You think you are able to like discourage me away? No, I will stand there still." So that is the story that he always tell. Or you also can be the one who give up.
You decide.
You should decide on your own. Us as audience, we try to jangan membabi bersama. Right? If you think he's not funny, maybe just don't laugh, don't boo. That's what I always tell myself. Okay? Not funny, the best you can do, just keep quiet. Then don't boo. Jangan go and give all this Barbie comment unnecessarily. If you are not there to help the person, then don't. Go get some good karma in your life. You already done so many shitty things in your life. Don't add more to it.
I'm actually the type to laugh when the person bombs. I laugh a lot.
Even worse, right?
I don't. But I never thought about it that way.
Laughing with him and laughing at him is different thing.
I understand.
For me, I try to exaggerate his joke. Why did he went to that joke? I try to think like how he thinks so I can laugh. At least we try.
I laugh at so I laugh at him, but I feel like it's better than having silence in the comedy club. Because the silence that's really what is terrifying as someone who's up there on stage.
It's also good if we just laugh to just a little encouragement that helps. Maybe he can do better in his next joke. That works too. Even at the workplace, it's also the same. When you are doing a bad job, but there must be something you will do well. Not everything will be bad. Maybe that you have 10 checklists, 2 you did well, 8 you did badly. No, just look up for the 2 and cheer for the 2. Right?
Definitely.
Yes.
Okay, this is just the last question. I know a lot of your fans always ask this question so you can make it short How do you deal with bodoh colleagues
I just let them be. Again, not my problem. If it's a close colleague, I will go help to coach. Because my intention is to help.
If it's not close?
It's not close colleague, I just let them be lah. Not my problem You see, whatever Barbie is in the office, it's their problem, not yours. Don't make it yours. You stay on your own lane, let them stay on their own fucking lane. And that's how you create workforce harmony. When you don't cheer, just keep quiet. Don't boo either. That answer your question?
Yes.
Yes, good.
Okay. Alright guys, we have reached the end of the episode. Professional Bimbo, Ling. If you guys have watched up to this point, it's been an hour and Yeah, hour 25 minutes. If you reach up to this point, please do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment. Thoughts, what you thought about this episode, who you would like to see in further episodes. Appreciate your support so far. Those people that have been watching since the start. There's actually more people listening now rather than watching on YouTube. And yeah, I see you guys. And yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, guys, sibling. Let's get it.
Woke up, I ain't got a job. Okay, don't know what day of the week. Okay, drop a new hit with the squad. Okay, do it and go back to sleep. Okay,